And it was a beautiful day out there, and I really enjoyed being out there, so thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Now, I went home and I thought a little bit about this, and I know that I've read there are perennializing tulips.
Yes, it's true. Some varieties, and we have one over here, the Lalibela.
Okay.
You can show it to the people. They put all their energy in only like 2 bulbs. They don't make a lot of baby bulbs.
Sure.
And you have also varieties, the silver dollar, and I have then one over here. It's a triumph tulip.
Ah.
And you will see here the baby bulbs. They put the energy in more than 2. This one has, I think, 7
1,
or
2,
8
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
different bulbs. So because they want to make more babies, they
make more bulbs, and then
yes. And the problem is when they multiply too much, then all those bulbs, they are on the same spot, and there's not enough space for them to really grow.
Okay, that makes sense. Now I have more questions for you, but I want to remind everyone that we're putting up our phone and email so that you can contact us and ask your questions of Jeroen. So that makes sense now. If I look and see a perennializing tulip, it's going to be one that has the fewer babies as it grows. And so it's more likely to survive for a longer period of time. But with one of these, it's really going to be pulling the nutrients out of that soil.
Yes, so definitely with a tulip like that, what I explained earlier a little bit, you want to dig the bulbs up, and I can explain a little bit how to do this.
Sure. Now, I'm wondering what the best time of year to do that is, or what's the plant going to look like, so I know it's ready.
And I brought a potted tulip. You see this one is dying.
Okay.
As soon as the leaves are dyed back, so
I want to keep it in the garden until it looks like this.
Yes, and when it's like that, then it is time to dig them up.
Okay. So that's telling me that all of the nutrients have had a chance to go back into the bulb.
Yes, because after the tulip is flowering, and then it's very important to deadhead the tulip over here.
So that's what we're seeing here, is that's actually a seed.
This one is pretty cool to see. I just pulled it out of the soil, but every day you see it's growing, the seed bucket. So on this moment it's putting its energy in the seed bucket. That is its first survival mode.
Okay.
And so it is smart and good to, when they're done flowering, you cut the seed bucket
and just
off.
At the seed head, you don't have to go any lower than that?
Yes, you can just cut it off, and then...
and we don't need this?
You don't need it anymore.
And
then the plant thinks, hey, I cannot survive through seeds, so I have to put all my energy and my nutrients down to my bulb.
Oh, that makes sense.
So that is a very important thing to remind after.
It's to be sure to look for the seed heads and dead heads.
And then it is important to try to keep the leaves green as long as possible, because the photosynthesis will make energy, and so you want to water, and you want to keep your plant healthy.
So keep it a healthy plant, and then when it finally does this on its own, you're going to dig them up, and how do I store them once I've dug up the bulbs?
Now you dig them up, and then I brought one of the vintage crates which my dad was using 30 or 40 years ago.
Okay.
It is an open, how do you call it, screen.
Open screen.
So you want to have airflow going.
Okay, on a simple frame. So this an old window screen or an old door, or somebody could get chicken wire and put it on there?
Yes, and that is when you have really 50 or 100 bulbs, and when you only have 10 bulbs, an egg carton, for example, is a cool way to do it, because
just drop one in each.
Yes, some airflow will go through it, or an open paper bag, and so you dig them up in June, and then you let them dry for 3 weeks between 70-75 degrees.
Okay.
And then it is important to keep them a little bit lower, 65 to 75 degrees.
So maybe in a crawl space or a basement, if
although it does need to be dry.
Oh, true. Okay.
So in Virginia it is difficult, because when you put them in your garage, it might get 90.
Too warm, and
So
where do you like to store yours?
Now, we have climate-controlled big room, so in my house I will put it in the living room somewhere where you have your air conditioning going.
Okay, well that makes sense. And we only have 1 minute left, but after they've been laid out and dried in June, when will I put them
So
back?
yeah, you keep them till October 1st on this dry spot, and then it is smart to, of good to put them in the fridge to
Oh,
pre-cool
really?
them.
Okay.
I experienced that this year is the first year I grow tulips in Virginia, that the winter can
Was
be
good
very
enough,
short.
right?
No, yeah, it was, the winter was actually short.
Oh, sure. It didn't start until late December.
It started late, and then um, it was in March you have 25 degrees Celsius, so that's like 80 degrees
Right.
weather right away. So it's good to pre-cool them.
So how long would I stick them in my freezer?
Like 2 till 4 weeks, not in your freezer.
Oh, refrigerator.
In your
Pardon me.
refrigerator. And it is good to not do it with fruit, because fruit has an gas, ethylene.
Ethylene.
Yes.
Yeah, ethylene. Okay. Well, great. So that's wonderful information. Dig in June, store dry and cool,
Yes.
refrigerate for 2 to 4 weeks. So I'm planting 1st of November.
Yes, after Halloween.
Okay. And if I follow these rules, in 50 years,
You will have thousands of tulips.
that sounds wonderful. Thank you, Jeroen. This is great information. And while we get ready to take your questions, take a look at this Plant of the Month from Tom Brenda.